Brothers and sisters, these are the days of Hajj. The months of Hajj commence immediately after the month of Ramadan. Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. These are the months known as the months of Hajj. You need to know that Allah has made Hajj compulsory upon you and I only if you are able and capable to undertake the journey. So if you look at Islam, we always say there are 5 pillars of Islam. One of the greatest ways of connecting with Allah is to uphold the 5 pillars of Islam. And one of the pillars, the last pillar, is known as Hajj. Why is it the last pillar? It is for 2 reasons. One is that it's only once a lifetime. You don't have to do it more than once. You only have to do it once in your life. Once you've done it once in your life, it should have allowed you to arrive at a level of connection with Allah that will change your life forever. Secondly, it is only if you can afford the journey in every way and you are physically able and you have the permission from the rulers or the authority on land to go there. So that means istita'a. Allah says, وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. Allah has prescribed upon us, or for Allah upon us, is the pilgrimage of the house for those who are able to undertake the journey. That's the meaning of it. You owe it to Allah and I owe it to Allah. When do I go? As soon as I can afford it, and Allah's given me the wealth and the capacity, the ability, and nowadays we call it the visa. So you apply for it, sometimes you don't get it. You are not sinful for as long as you tried. Similarly, if you cannot afford it, it's not compulsory on you. What is the meaning of affording? You afford the airfare, you afford the accommodation and the food while you are there, some of the expenses while you are there for the 5 days and a little bit before, a little bit after, the transport, and while you are out, all the obligations you have need to be fulfilled. If you have a debt of $5 million US, for example, and you are paying every month, for as long as the monthly installments for the time you are not going to be there are taken care of, Hajj is still farad on you even though you're in debt, because that is known as a prolonged debt. But if you owe someone money now and it's not prolonged, they are chasing you for it, then you obviously cannot afford it because you need to pay the debt first. So those are the 2 types of debts. One is a long-term debt. When there is a long-term debt, you only need to look at the time you are going to be out. And while you're like rental, for example, for your property, while you are out, you make arrangements for that. Your electricity, your water, your school fees for children, whatever else it may be. For as long as while you're out, it's going to be taken care of, you have to go for Hajj. Similarly, you don't delay, say, never mind, I can afford it, but I'm still too young. No. Allah Almighty has decided and dictated. He is the one who decides when you're going to go for Hajj. That's it. You can afford it, you're able, you're capable, and so on, you need to go. When? The next possible Hajj. In Indonesia, and I was there 2 weeks back, it takes years before your name actually comes up on the list. You apply, sometimes 20 years later, your name comes up. In some countries, 15 years, 5 years. Nowadays, in South Africa as well, it takes a few years at times before your name comes. We are fortunate in Zimbabwe, the numbers are still pretty small. If you decide to go during the months of Hajj, you can still go for Hajj. May Allah Almighty make it easy for us. So we are fortunate in that regard. Now, sometimes people come up to you and say, listen, I need you to help me with some charity because I want to go for Hajj. That is wrong. In Islam, it is not permissible to give someone zakat in order to go for Hajj. It's like giving someone zakat to pay zakat. The guy says, listen, I don't have to pay zakat, but I want to pay zakat, so give me some zakat so that I can pay the zakat. It doesn't make sense. Same applies. If you want to go for Hajj, you go with your own money, or someone can send you, no problem. Someone can sponsor the trip, no problem, for as long as it's not from zakat. Zakat is for the basic needs of the people, needy people who have the food problems, the water problems, drinking, clothing, accommodation, medicine, etc., sometimes even education and so on. So to give someone zakat to go for Hajj is a mistake. May Allah Almighty protect us all. But when we make the journey, remember, you need to build yourself. You need to, like they say, psych yourself. I'm going for Hajj. This is a lifetime's journey, one opportunity. As I leave, I am making sure that I have made peace with Allah, and I'm going to make peace with the rest of the people. As many as I can. You seek forgiveness from people. I'm going for Hajj. they are not obliged to forgive you. You might go to someone, please forgive me, I'm going for Hajj. They say, I'm not going to forgive you. It's okay. That's his right. It was your problem. Why did you wrong him in the first place, right? It doesn't mean I'm going for Hajj, everything will be wiped out. No. If you have wronged a fellow human, it's not wiped out. So this is something interesting that you need to know. When you have done wrong to someone, backbiting, slander, etc., it's a very dangerous crime, because Allah forgives everything except the right of a fellow human being, which He leaves for that human being. When you go to them, listen, I'm going for Hajj, forgive me. They may say, okay, no problem, you are forgiven, everything is clear. But they may say, I haven't forgiven you. You've got to bear that in mind. May Allah make it easy. So, as you go for Hajj, make sure you've made everything in order. You have psyched yourself, like I said, I'm going for this journey and I'm not going there with any intention besides to fulfill what Allah has promised. Why is it a pillar of Islam? A pillar. Because Allah loved the way Ibrahim alayhi salam adopted his instruction without asking a question. Allah invites you to pray 5 times a day. Hayya ala salah. Come to prayer. Who is saying that? It's Allah. It's the instruction of Allah. Allah is saying, come to prayer. When Allah instructs you, if it was Ibrahim alayhi salam, before the instruction is even over, he's already beginning to fulfill it. What about us? Would you like to be a friend of Allah? Well, answer the instruction of Allah when He instructs you. Adopt it when He has asked you, and so on. So Allah Almighty has written this for us. He says, you will go because I love Ibrahim alayhi salam so much. Go to the house he built. You will do things you might not understand, but I know this is an act of worship. I want to do it for me and me alone. We go, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. I'm at your service, O Allah. I'm at your service. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. I'm at your service, O Allah. There is none in association of partnership with you, O Allah. Innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk. Indeed, all praise belongs to you, all kingdom and all boons and gifts belong to you. An entire kingdom belongs to you. You own everything. La sharika lak. You have no partners, O Allah. You are alone. I'm here for who? For you. Do you understand the instruction? You ask someone, why do you go round the Kaaba 7 times? They will tell you, we don't know. It's just the instruction of Allah. That's the correct answer. It's the instruction of Allah. I'm doing it for Allah. I don't worship the box. I respect the box, in the sense that I respect the fact that it is the house of Allah, but I don't render worship for it. I'm going around exactly as Allah tells us. And if you take a look at the orbits, and if you take a look at all the various planets and the galaxies, as they were to say, all of them move in a similar anti-clockwise manner. Subhanallah. What is the connection? I don't know. I don't even know if there is one, but all I know, it's just intriguing to note that. May Allah Almighty grant us goodness. Now I arrive in Saudi Arabia, for example, and as I come, I need to take with me a bag of patience, because Allah tests you. It's not going to be easy. There are millions of others. You need to dress the way everyone else dressed. You need to wear these 2 pieces of cloth with simple footwear and nothing on your head. We're talking of the males here. The man next to you could be a king, and the guy on the other side could have been someone who can't even afford anything. What do? No distinguishing. It should remind you of the day you're going to go in your grave and the day that you will be resurrected. You're all equal. You're all the same. Subhanallah. And what is everyone saying? All of them dressed in the same way, supposed to be at a similar place, similar time, saying the same things. Oh Allah, we declare worship of yours and you alone. Subhanallah. The Hajj. May Allah make it easy for us to go there. So, as you enter, there are 3 types of Hajj you need to know. The first is called Ifrad. Ifrad means you would just go into Saudi Arabia, into Mecca, in order to make the Hajj alone with no Umrah. Umrah is the minor pilgrimage and Hajj is the major pilgrimage. So if you're only making the major pilgrimage, it's quite simple. You go in, you do what is known as Tawaful Qudum, which is a tawaf, and you would actually go to Mina on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, to Arafah on the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, to Muzdalifah the 9th of the night, and to Mina again the 10th, 11th and 12th. That's as simple as Hajj is. What we're going to do there, I will mention in a few moments. But if you want to do another type of Hajj, I want to go there, I want to make the minor pilgrimage and the major pilgrimage as well. I want to do Umrah and I want to do Hajj. In that case, there are 2 options you have. One is, you can combine the 2. It's known as Qiran, to join the 2. What have I joined? The Umrah and then the Hajj. So I go in, I do my tawaf, I do my sa'i, etc. And then I continue on the day of Hajj, the 8th, I go to Mina, and I continue further. And complete, as I said earlier, the 9th is for Arafah, and the 9th in the evening is for Muzdalifah, the 10th is for Mina again, and so on. What have I done? 2 things. The Umrah and the Hajj together. and I can choose to do what majority of the scholars say is the best one, it is the Umrah, and then I come out of Ihram, I come out of the condition of sacredness where I'm not allowed to cut my hair, I cannot cover my head, for example, for the males, I cannot wear clothing beyond what I have, the 2 pieces of cloth, I cannot apply perfume and so on. I come out of that condition and I wait for the days of Hajj. So for example, the people from this part of the world who already went there now, there is still a while before Hajj, what will they do? They will do the minor pilgrimage now as soon as they arrive in in Mecca, and they will come out of Ihram and they will wait for the 8th of Dhul Hijjah. On the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, they will wear their Ihram from Mecca and they will now engage in the Hajj alone. So they did the Umrah, they came out of Ihram, and now they will do the Hajj in one journey. The fact that you've had the opportunity to do both in one journey, you owe Allah Almighty what is known as hadi. You need to sacrifice an animal. Subhanallah. Allah gave you the chance to do 2 in one journey, and you came out of your ihram. So these in a nutshell are the types of Hajj. Remember, there are 3. You either do Hajj alone with no Umrah. You either do Hajj and Umrah in one journey together, known as Qiran. Or you either do Hajj and Umrah and come out of ihram and then do the